What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So today I want to talk about something that hits me right here. Something that you know, when you're a kid or you're younger and something horrific happens to where as an adult you just can't get over it. I want to talk about a situation like that involving the Toyota Supra.
I'm OG, y'all new to the game.
Alright guys, so on the subject of the Supra, hands down my favorite vehicle ever created. Toyota knocked it out the park with that. This car is so freaking great. I love the style. It's like one of the fastest cars out there from that era or that time period. It's Japanese. I love Japanese things. Yeah, it's like timeless. So when I was a kid, by kid I mean 18. When I was 18, I wanted a car just like every other 18-year-old. So I got a job. I went car shopping, looked around at different vehicles. I was a kid. I didn't understand how financing works. I didn't understand really like money and taking out a loan and building credit. I didn't understand how any of that worked. So I find a Toyota Supra down the street from my house. Literally a white manual target top Supra from I believe it was a 1993 or maybe 94. And this car was on sale for somewhere around, I think, $18,000. Which I thought was a lot, but I figured, hey, I have a job, I can make monthly payments. So I asked my dad to co-sign because I had no credit. So one day, a few days later, my dad came over, and at this point, I've looked at this car like 3 days in a row. So at this point, I was excited. I was like, hey, Dad, come on, let's check this out. So we went down to the dealership. It was some little used car dealership. That was by far the nicest thing they had on the dealership. But so we took a look at it. My dad looked at it inside out and he was like, it's okay. So he said it looked like the bumper, the rear bumper was repainted and they didn't do a great job. There was a little bit of overspray. And then he also found a rust color under the mat in the trunk. So there was no real rust on it. It was just like a little tiny, little small spot, which wasn't that bad to me. Didn't rust through it at all. So he told me, no. He said, this car is not worth it. It has been through some issues. I don't believe the value is there. I don't think you should waste your money on that. Let's look at a newer car. So after arguing, I was like, no, I want this car. I don't care, whatever it takes. The guys at the dealership kind of overheard what he was saying, and they actually reduced the price of the vehicle from $18,000 down to, I think it was like $13,000. My dad haggled them down to like $12,000, $13,000. So the price was right. I was able to afford that. My dad said, let me think about it. And a few days later, they ended up selling the vehicle. So I did not end up getting that Toyota Supra. It was my dream car. I would still have that car to this day. Sometimes a tear falls, you know, when I think about this, but my dad, he didn't hook me up. He didn't hook me up with the Supra. So now I like to do a little tradition. Pretty much every year or so, I go ahead and send my dad a picture of how much a Toyota Supra is worth and remind him how that $12,000 investment would have returned somewhere around $50,000. The vehicle, this is back in 2005 when I graduated high school. So 2005 to now, 15 years. in 2009, the first Fast and the Furious movie came out where they presented a Toyota Supra. Ever since that movie came out, the value of that car has been skyrocketing and climbing on a daily basis. You can go online and find examples of $100,000 Supras that are in good condition, great condition. You can find examples of horrible condition, multiple accidents, salvage title, flood damage, Toyota Supras that are still going to cost you somewhere around $40,000 to $50,000. So if you're absolutely lucky, you can find one for less, but so far throughout the years, I have not been lucky. So as you guys know, I have the Nissan 370Z. So love the Z, great car, no shame on it. One night, me and the girl were going out to Westgate, and we're gonna go eat dinner. And in the parking lot, I saw a 1998 Toyota Supra in the same exact color as my car. So I'll show you guys, I'll put some pictures up here of what that looked like. This car was beautiful. It looked like mint condition. I talked to the owner and he said that it only had somewhere around 40,000 miles on it at the time. This was like 3 years ago, I believe. And I was like, whoa, how much did you spend for this? He's like, oh, I got it pretty cheap. Like, what? A Supra? Cheap? Yeah, right. So the guy goes to tell me that he met the previous owner. I guess the guy was a businessman from Dubai and he was visiting the US. He then needed somebody to watch over his car because he was going back for a while and he was gonna bring over his other car. It was a Mercedes or something, I have no idea. But he was gonna bring over his other car. And he asked him, hey, do you wanna buy it? I don't really use it that much anyway, don't really need it. I'll sell it to you. And the guy's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll buy it. And I was like, are you serious? Some random guy just asked you if you want to buy your Supra for cheap. So long story short, if anybody's selling the cheap Supra, hit me up. Hit me up in the DMs, call, text, email, send a homing pigeon. I'm interested. Hopefully in the very near future, I can get my hands on one. I am not a huge fan of the new Toyota Supra for various reasons, but I am interested in the old one. So that's my little story for the day. I'll catch you guys next time on the next video. And coming up soon, I'm gonna start talking about what it is to be young with no credit. You have a job and what that car buying process looks like. So I can help out somebody that is interested in starting off or preparing to buy their first vehicle and what financial options they can use. How can they put themselves in a better situation financially? And how can they avoid the whole no Toyota Supra issue like I did with their dream car. So stay tuned for that info coming up here in the near future, guys. And I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.